Hello and welcome back to Unity of Command, and this time we're at Case Blue. Let's take a look at the briefing. With Army Group B in full swing along the Don, remaining Axis forces join the offensive. Soviet armies are in headlong retreat. There's not much they can do to prevent the Germans from taking the Don band, and at Rostov from kicking open the gates to the Caucasus. Yeah, this is, well, I can't say one of my favorite scenarios here, but because I've only played so far 2 and this one, so 3, and a lot to come. But I really like this one because there are a lot of strategic options and there are, well, a lot of things that can go wrong and a lot of decisions. And actually, I watched some YouTubers, and well, most of them suggested to attack this bridge on the first turn so that you can rebuild this bridge. And honestly, I don't think that's, well, a good plan. It's valid, but it's very dependent on luck because, well, in order to, well, let's take a look at the objectives. To reach Timilanskaya on turn 4, you have to have a unit on the river bank here on turn 4. On turn 3, and well, those 2 tanks can't make it, so you have to go along the Don here, because if you take a look, the river is preventing the Russians from getting over the river and blocking your movement here. So your best call is to bring this tank force along this bridge and push ahead over to the Don. Oh, that's the Donets and the Don. So the Donets is blocking the Russians. And so in my opinion, the real issue is this cavalry unit supported by T-34 that's blocking the bridge here. And if you attack it with a tank, it has only a 30% retreat chance. And well, if you get the 30%, everything is fine and you can, well, take the bridge and everything will work out. But if you don't get it, the tank is stuck here, it can't retreat, it's blocked, and you don't have a second chance to attack here. So that's, in my opinion, too luck dependent, and so I came up with another strategy. I will more or less ignore the southern part of the front here. I will take everything from the rear, starve them out, and try to cut off this main force and starve it out as well. But like I said, the real issue is this cavalry unit, and it might be counterintuitive, doesn't look that way, but if you don't bomb it, you are forcing or chancing your luck here. So let's do it. We'll have to bring it down, and now it's damaged enough. Now it will retreat because the T-34 is gone, everything is suppressed, so it will definitely withdraw, and we can use the remaining attacks to make it a little bit easier on the infantry, because we will need infantry to break through this very strong infantry. This, well, we were lucky. Didn't take us too many losses, but usually it's a bloodbath to get rid of them. But like I said, force those 2 unit back and you're golden. Yeah, and see what I was talking about. If you send a unit in here, it's stuck. So the only way to do it is disband it maybe and send in more support, but that's not what we're going to do. We'll send in a tank, try to get the overruns here, clear out more units. Well, I don't fancy taking losses on the tanks, so we'll try to damage. And this will break the zone of control, and we can send in another tank unit. Try to force open this connection here, so we can cut off those two strong units. Then we'll send in a third tank. Force this one back, yeah, doesn't matter too much. Most important thing that he is weakened and his zone of control is lost. And that way we can, well, doesn't matter where you go, I think. But no, I'm not sure if this is working. I know it's working if you go here. So after the first turn, this has to be your deployment. If it doesn't look that way, you're not quick enough to go here. So you need a tank here and the armored division, the motorized division here. That's it. Then we will send in a strong unit to block off their attacks. Not sure which one we can do with this one. Destroy another strong unit, but we won't attack because I don't want to weaken it more. And yeah, then I think we are pretty much good to go. We'll block off, keep them boxed in, no use in attacking here. The Romanians will dig in just to make it more difficult to repulse them, and we want, oh, the only thing we want is hold the line here. Well, I don't think this bridge is useful in any way, so let's build a bridge, but I don't think it's of any importance. We will support our main supply source here, and then we'll resupply our tanks in the north and try to wreak havoc on them. Yeah, got the overrun, got another overrun, that doesn't matter too much. Then I like to send down infantry, supply our next tank, and then we'll try to get rid of this lone tank that is still blocking our way. Let's take a look. We could simply destroy it, but let's try to get the overrun. Doesn't work. We still can damage the cavalry unit, and then we'll just try to cover some room, because we need to take Millerova on turn 2, and we are not in supply here, so it doesn't matter. We'll just go for it. Damage more tanks and push down. It really doesn't matter too much. The only thing we have to do is damage them and try to destroy as much as somehow possible and get our units going. We want to, well, keep this huge force boxed in here. That will help a lot, because then they can't do anything stupid and reinforce any of the victory locations in the back. And well, we have to use our infantry. Just go for it. Keep them boxed in and take whatever you can. Crossing the river, they won't do that, and it's not important if you have holes in here, because they can't push through. If the river will stop the movement, so that's not a risk we are facing here. Yeah, we can well, maybe pull forward one of the units. I don't think that really matters. We have forces en route, but we can't deploy them yet. And now we have to make sure to hold here. That's another issue. We have Italian units here. They can't hold the line, so we'll pull them back. And yeah, maybe cause some damage here. Well, we are pretty lucky, but that's not really an issue. We have still one unit that can attack, another unit down. That's good news, but not really essential, but it will help a little bit. The only thing we have to do is we have to keep them away from the road, but even that's not really essential. So other than that, this is only 4th ranks unit, and they will go for it here. So I like to put my SS division here just to bolster the defenses. Move a little bit, move my tank in a position to attack over the bridge next turn. Pull this unit back over the river, because this way, well, it's a lot more resistant and, well, can take the attacks a lot better. And we'll, you see, we would take losses here, so I don't fancy attacking across the river. And most likely, it's very often a good idea just to wait a turn. Even if you're in a rush, these are fortified positions, they're all dug in, and if they start moving, they will lose the entrenchment bonus, and that will obviously help a lot. So I think that's it. We moved all of our important units. Nothing we can still do. This tank is a little bit at risk, but I hope that will be fine. Let's enter turn and see what they can do. And notice there are not many troops here in the back. They're all at the front and they're going for this position. So it's a reason why we put in a very strong unit. It will still die, but it did cost them a lot of movements, and it damaged their units. And see, they are all moving. That's a stupid idea. Now they are trying to break out. We will have to get rid of this unit because it's blocking our movement. But we have enough tanks to do it. And they're, see, trying to go for the SS, but it didn't work. Yeah, we don't care for those. And now they are starting to run out of supplies. That's good news for us. And, well, now it's imperative not to make mistakes. First, we have to take Milarovo. Don't know how to exactly spell it, and we have units that can reach it. So using don't take any risks, try to weaken them, and I think that should already be enough. We'll supply our tank, at least this one. Try to, well, none of our, well, the Jäger units are a little bit quicker, so they can help with the attacks here. Try to break the zone of control, but it's not enough. and we'll go for it. We have to get rid of those. And now this one doesn't provide zone of control, and we can already rush forward. Maybe just because I can, I want to get rid of them. And then we have to convert attack into movement. And that's the position you have to be on turn 2. Otherwise you're not fast enough to do it. And then we'll try to clear out any remaining units that could endanger us. But basically those are already entrenched, so we will encircle them and keep them boxed in. That's all we have to do. And this tank will help attacking from the back along with him. And now let's take a look at our supply situation. It's still dire, but with increasing our supply range and maybe connecting here, that should get better in a minute. Let's see. Yep, we are fully supplied. I like that. Now we have to keep it that way. Luckily, the unit with the artillery will be out of supply next turn, so it can't attack anymore. It's completely useless. And because of that, we can already advance. And make sure to keep them boxed in. But like I said, I don't want to make any mistakes here and do stupid movements. And in the end, block myself. That's done. Let's go in. I have no unit. I would like to advance further, but let's see. If I manage to take out the cavalry unit, we maybe can do it. But nope, didn't get it. So I won't move this tank out of here, because that way, well, unfortunately we are not in supply. We would have to take one more hex here, but that's not in store for us. Well, I can go here. I think just connect all my units and prevent them from breaking out. So I think that's fine. Still not good enough. Maybe we can wipe it out. Yep, that's done. Perfect. And now there's no unit that can reach. That's actually very helpful, because now we can connect our lines and should be completely supplied. Perfect. And I don't think we are at any risk of a unit storming forward. They shouldn't be quick enough. Let's see. But even if you're not in supply, you have your supply drops. It's not a real issue. Then our next task will be to now take this bridge for real. Send in a unit just to protect it. and repair the bridge. So the only thing we have to do is hold here. We are not in a hurry crossing. That's very important. Bolster our defenses. And those lots, they won't get out of supply because we have a supply range, a source of 10 here, so we can't really cut them off. We could connect up here, but it's very difficult to do. So I hope that will keep them in. I'm not entirely sure, but I hope that's enough. We'll double guard the road here, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Maybe what we still can do is attack one of the T-34s. Didn't do anything, but it's better than nothing. Then simply that we don't forget it, let's deploy our reinforcements, hurry them downwards. Maybe just for safety reasons, lock up here, link up here. And I think all of our units should be in supply next turn, so no, but since we have to use the supply drop somewhere, let's do it on the tank, because why not? Otherwise we are just losing it. So I think this should be safe. We should be safe here, but it's doubtful, but that's not the critical attack, because we just want to bind the enemy units towards us so that we open up the attack line from the back. We have, let's see, 5 turns to take it, so that's not the issue. All other units can't do anything, so let's end the turn. And see, they are not quick enough to do anything. They are blocking the bridge. That's annoying because we have to clear out the way. We have to be here on turn 3. And that will be very difficult. And see, it's a nightmare crossing here. And the trick is we have to destroy those two. And we have to get to the riverbank, so this will be interesting, but it is doable. So, let's not make mistakes. We will need our air attacks here. We will try to wipe out any resistance in our way. Send down at least one of the tanks to clear a way. And now that's the tricky part. We need overruns, so that's bad. That's bad. That's good. That's good. So this should be an overrun. Done and done. Perfect. And now, with those units out of the way, you can position yourselves on the riverbank, and that's the way to do it. We will need our air attacks next turn to secure the crossing, but other than that, we are already pretty much safe. Already advancing to the next targets. Let's see. Get rid of the strong enemy units. Move forward for the attack in the south. Destroy whatever we can. And I will think about that because the only thing we need is keep them boxed in. So we don't need all of those units anymore, I think. And now the tricky part is fighting our way through here. And for that to happen, we need to get rid of those T-34 units. Send in our strongest units. That's maybe this Jäger. Yeah, I think we have to... No, the Italians are not good. But let's send them in anyways. They will have to keep the enemy busy. And we have to still guard the bridge. Make sure we don't lose it. Don't care if they cross. That's not an issue. And maybe we can starve those two. Or maybe they are strong units. But it could be enough. It could be enough to destroy one of them. Because it will dramatically help. We still have to guard our positions. But it's a lot easier now because one unit can't do much. Then cut towards our target. I usually, well, like to send 2 tanks. The other one we can use to get rid of strong enemy units in our way. Weaken those pesky T-34s. And now we definitely have to guard the victory location. Like I said, use your units. Well, sometimes it's hard to see where the actual victory location is. And now that's a little bit of a problem because it could cut us off from supply here if our supply route... No, it's not a problem actually. But our units will start running out of supply, but that's, like I said, not the biggest issue. Yeah, and we have overwhelming forces already in the area. Don't need all those units. So some of them can actually start to do something else, like rebel, partisan suppression. Yeah, let's go forward. We can clear out those later. That's not a hurry. We'll build a bridge here just to be able to cross here and link up and cut off all of the enemy supplies. And I don't think we can use our airdrops. That's a pity, but we can still supply more forces here. Let's hurry. Otherwise they don't have anything to do. Going forward. And I think we are ready. The tricky part will be to take this on turn 4. And then we'll see about our next movements. Let's end the turn. Hope we didn't leave any gaps. It's withdrawing, that's good. Drawing units. Let's see, their flank is already open. They can't do anything anymore. Yeah, those poor Italians, but a lot of T-34s down here, so that's a difficult situation. Then use the air attacks. Don't take any risks here. It's imperative to go in. And since there are very bad rules involved sometimes, I will use one more attack and now it's a certain win. That's done. Let's take the victory location, and the only thing we have to do is sit here and we can already start attacking our final objectives. But since we have to, well, our next objective, let's see, is Rostov on turn 5, so let's go for it. Well, that's not ideal. Let's try this instead. And a lot of the resistance is out of the way now, and you need those tanks. This won't retreat because it has this NKVD unit attached to it. So we need all the troops that are capable of attacking in the area, and we need all of our air attacks. Now, cut them off. Make it impossible for them to advance. And we'll completely take over this terrain. This will help our supply situation. Let's not forget to improve it again. Yeah, and then the only thing left is keeping the units in, but it doesn't really matter anymore. We can now start to collapse the pocket, just because we can. And that's good enough. We can pull away one of the Romanians for, well, duty on the partisans. And then we still have one air attack. And I think I will start to weaken them. With a lucky blow, we could do some damage. I don't think that's enough. They will completely replenish, but that's not a big issue anymore. Don't think it's useful to build more bridges anywhere. I don't see the point. Maybe go here. That could get us in supply, but not sure. And then we'll use the supply drops. Well, to get things going. Let's see. Do we need one more tank down here? I'm not sure. I'm not convinced. So what I want to do is move a unit that can attack both. Help with the attacks. And then try to get as much resistance out of the way as somehow possible. Yeah, that's more or less done. We are not in supply here anymore, so this won't be a problem, I hope. And I think, well, we have 3 tanks here. That shouldn't be an issue. I can't imagine that's a problem. And we still have some elite units that can go for it. Well, it's dangerous, but I'm not 100% convinced. Where should I send this super elite tank? We have one... Yeah, we have a lot of units to take them on. There's not much left, but they will deploy tanks here. This is basically doomed. We can send in a support tank, but we have 3 tanks here, and 1 is super elite. I think that should be enough. Let's go here. And then we'll supply you, because then we can still use him. And then we will end the turn. Yeah, this lone tank won't save them. But we should be able to finish early on turn 5. And see, he is an issue, so let's go for all-out air attack mode here. One more. That didn't do anything. Nope. Yeah. We'll take a look later. Let's resupply here. Take the victory point. Let's resupply you. Let's get him out of the way. well, he's not an issue anymore. And make room for our attacking units. Well, I hope someone can go in. Yep, here we go. And now we have to do, well, we still can do some cleanup duty, but there's not much point. But just for the sake of it, let's at least collapse the pockets. It's better to be safe than sorry, and then we'll think about this situation here. Make room, send in the elite tank. Yeah, that's not an issue. Destroyed. Ah, I've lost games that way, but not this time. Let's do it. That's it. Victory in turn 5. And see, not going for this bridge here, I think is the much better option, because like I said, I don't know where the cavalry unit actually is. I think it's here. This cavalry unit is key to victory, and well, even if you're not able to open up your supply lines as quickly as I did here, it's not an issue. We would have one more turn to take those two. That's really easy because you can overwhelm them with tanks. And well, we didn't even use all of our supply drops, so not a problem. And attacking Rostov from the back, I think, is the much better options, because you have the big strong tanks to do it. Fighting in from the front is painful because yeah, you only have one tank here, and the infantry against the T-34s, that's not going to cut it. You can do it. I've tried it. You can fight through here if you go all your air attacks to clear out the bridge. Go build the bridge on the first turn. It's doable, but then you still have the problem to cross this bridge and go around. It's luck dependent. So I think this way it's better, and hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, and see you on the next mission. Bye.